So I know it's been a while since I've posted. I'm sorry. A lot of things been happening in the background here lately, so I haven't had time to be working on a video. And then when I would work on my video, I was having technical problems where my phone changed the file type so my computer wouldn't play it. So then when I would try to import it in a video, which is where I make my videos at, it wouldn't um, it wouldn't import to video because the computer wouldn't allow it to play. So I had to deal with that, get that figured out. Now it's figured out, so we should be good. And all the stuff in the background has been dealt with now. So anyways, this video is gonna be over a couple of months because it's gonna have multiple new purchases in it. This video is basically dedicated to all the new purchases we've made, photos and videos of new purchases we've made, which started in February and went till May or June. I believe it was like the 1st of June actually. So I thank you all for sticking around while it took me a while to get this video out, and I'm sorry about that. So I'm going to try to get back on track here and start putting out more videos now, and hopefully we can do what I've always talked about and get on a schedule with it, but we'll see what happens here. So real fast here, I'm going to explain some of the equipment that we bought and why we bought the equipment. So first machine up on the block is our combine. We upgraded it. We went from a 04 John Deere 9560 STS combine to a John Deere 2011 9670 STS bullet rotor combine. Main differences in the machine: the old one held 250 bushels in the grain tank. The new one holds 330. The old combine had 250 horsepower. This new one has 330 horsepower. Obviously, 7-year difference in the combines. The old combine, the rotor which threshes the crop, had a 24-inch diameter to it, so it couldn't process as much crop. This 9670 that we now have has a 30-inch rotor, so it can handle much more crop. It's a lot more aggressive, and it can handle bigger headers and more crop and higher yields actually. So we decided to upgrade because the old one was getting high hours. It had 4,200 engine hours and 2,900 separator. This combine that we purchased has 2,800 engine hours and 2,100 separator. So almost half the hours on the engine. And not just that, but the farm's rapidly expanding. We're leasing more ground. We've obviously purchased a new farm and we're doing more custom work. So when it comes to custom work, you need to be fast and efficient, and that combine will allow us to be fast and efficient. We are not going to upgrade the headers right now. We're staying with what we got. I actually just went through wheat harvest with that combine, and that thing did a heck of a job. I'm really impressed with it, and I love it. It needs a bigger header. We have a 25-foot auger platform. It really needs a bigger header on the front, but for now, we're just going to keep rolling with what we have. So that's the first purchase, which we actually traded the old combine for the new combine to the same exact guy we bought the old combine from. So it was actually kind of cool how that worked out. So the next item is a 2011 Wilson hopper bottom. We didn't trade hopper bottoms or sell the old one. We just bought another because now that we have a bigger combine and we're doing more ground, we needed a secondary hopper bottom. Not just that, but when I do custom work, I'm custom hauling too. So I'll go in and combine the crop and then haul all the crop off as well. So having 2 hopper bombs is really nice, even with the old combine, because sometimes in high yielding corn, triaxles can't keep up and one hopper bomb can't keep up. So we went ahead and purchased a secondary hopper bottom. It's 1,000 bushels. It has an electric tarp on it. It actually came from Wilson themselves. So it was a trade-in to their to the dealership out in Iowa, and we saw it. The guy sent some photos, and we bought it. And now it's been shipped here, and we actually ran it. We really like it. It hauls really well. It's a good hopper bottom, and we're very pleased with it. So we purchased that, and that came in about March. That's when that came. The combine came in February. And yeah, so those are the earliest purchases that we made. And the next purchase we made is a John Deere 4650 tractor, a 1982 4650 tractor. 190 horsepower, dual rear wheels, 4-wheel drive. We don't know how many hours are on the tractor because the hour meter reached 2,200 hours, and the guy told us, he said, "There's no way that's right. It's been used a lot." So that tractor, It was owned for 30 years by the guy we bought it from, and then 10 years before that, it was like 100 miles from here. So it's stayed somewhat local, but now we own the machine, and it's actually going to be farming the same land that's farmed for the past 30 years, which is kind of cool when you think about it. So it's a nice tractor. We've done some work to it. You guys will see that in an upcoming video, what I've done to it and what still needs to be done to it. I'm leaving that for that one because I'm going to have a whole video on what I went through with that tractor. But it's a good tractor. We fixed it up. It's running great, and it's a really strong, nice running tractor. I like it a lot. So that tractor is going to be used for tillage and another piece of equipment, a grain cart that we bought. So now we have 2 grain carts instead of just 1. We have 2 grain carts now because, well, we have a bigger combine, so we need to be able to keep up with it in high yielding corn, or just corn in general. We need to be able to keep up with it. Not just that, but at the end of the day, it's a 500 bushel grain cart, so that's 500 more bushels I can get out of the field and have sitting there waiting for trucks to haul out the next day while the dew's burning off. So that works out nice, having a secondary grain cart. The grain cart's 3 years old. It hasn't really had much ran through it. It's an easy trail 510 grain cart. So it's really nice. It's been right on that 4650 for the past 3 years. And the guy said it did a great job. So it's going to be nice to have those 2 now. And it's going to be really interesting to see what happens having 2 grain carts now. Only problem is I need operators. Don't have enough guys to be running all that. But we'll figure that out when we get there. The next item we purchased is a John Deere 637 disc. The disc is probably the same year as the tractor, so it's probably like a 1982 disc. It's a 25-foot wide disc, and it was pulled by that 4650. We purchased the tractor, grain cart, disc, and the next 2 items I'm about to mention from the same guy. So the disc was ran with that tractor for all of its life, and it's in actually really good condition. It needs a little bit of work because it sat outside all of its life, so it needs new hoses and new tires, but other than that, it's got basically brand new discs on it, and one of the axles that the discs turn on has already been replaced. So it's had some work done, some major work done to it already, and it's got everything on it. It's got all the scrapers, you name it, it's got it, and it's ready to roll actually right now. So I just got to hook it up, put some hoses on it and some tires, and then it's ready to go out in the field and start tilling. The next item we bought is a Case IH ripper, which is a 5-shank ripper, I believe. I don't know the year on the ripper. It's probably as old as the disc as well. It was ran with the 4650 for all of its life as well. Main reason for purchasing the ripper, well, it's supposed to help with compaction, and it's supposed to help with, we do have wet areas in our fields, so it's supposed to help with that and be able to loosen the ground up and let the water go in. Are we going to use it? Probably not much. It's probably going to sit around more than anything, but at least we have it in case for some reason we need it. It needs some new tires for the front, but other than that, it's actually ready to go. It needs a little bit of welding and a new spring as well, but it's nothing really major that has to be done to it. The other item we purchased from that guy was a 2,500 gallon chemical holding tank. We purchased that. I don't know how old it is. It's pretty old, but it works for what we need it for. We actually have water in it right now for spraying, and that's the reason why we bought it, is because we used to contract out for spraying. Now we're not. We are actually, we're going to start spraying more of our own ground now because we're tired of waiting for guys to show up. And it's not their fault. They got thousands and thousands and thousands of acres to do, but spraying is a very timely thing. So we actually have an old John Blue, and we're going to start spraying with that. And you guys are going to see it in another upcoming video. There's another machine that's going to be running around on the farm here, but I'm leaving that for that video because there's a couple things in the background going on right now with it. So I'll make a video on that one when we get to that point. But anyways, so those are the main purchases we've made in the past couple of months. The other purchase we made was a 2017 Peterbilt 579. It's got a PACCAR MX-13 with 505 horsepower and an 18-speed transmission. It's like a 205-inch wheelbase or something, I believe. Tandem axle, no wet line, no headache rack. It's got amber lights on the top, and it's honestly a really nice truck. It's got 487,000 miles on it. It's not terribly high miles, but it's getting up there a little bit. So it's a nice truck. We really like it. We ran it for wheat harvest and it pulled great. We purchased that because of the new hopper bottom. We only had one semi to begin with, so we needed another semi. We found that one and it was a good price, so we went ahead, test drove it, liked it, purchased it. The truck actually was used for heavy hauling, so it hauled steel columns, steel beams, heavy equipment. I believe it did do some dump trailer work, so it did haul some stone, gravel, stuff like that, but not much of that. It was more for heavy hauling. So it's actually a heavy spec truck. So the frame's built very heavy, and it's got an air sliding fifth wheel on it too. And the overall truck is just built for heavy hauling, which we do have a low boy, which we tow our big excavator on. So that'll be nice for having. So now we have that truck that's been added to the fleet, and yeah, that's all the stuff I'm about to show to you guys in the video here. A lot of purchases we've made, a lot of equipment has already been put to use. So I'm looking forward to seeing what hasn't been used, seeing what it can do, and fixing some of this equipment that we bought. So I thank you all for sticking around and waiting patiently for me. I thank you very much. Sorry it took me a while to get this one out. And I'm going to try to get more videos out for you guys. So thank you all for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave a comment down below, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye, guys. Blur that part out of the video if I got it on there.
You feel it?
Yeah. So you happy?
I'm happy, yeah. You happy?
Yeah.
I think that's a really good buy.
I think so.